What up, gang? Let's do a low taper fade. All right, so I got my little client in here, Trent, and he wanted a low taper fade, real low taper fade, but he wanted like with the C's, but real blown out. So the first thing we do, we put our one guard on and we start cutting. Be very careful because, you know, some of the hair might be attached into the braid. So we don't want to be ripping and skipping. We want to make sure we follow each step. So make sure that you take your time and at an angle and at the direction the hair is going, go with the one guard. The next step we're going to do is use our trimmers, and we're going to keep it right there at the beginning of the ear. And we're going to just, you know, blow that taper out, blow it all the way out, make it as skin as possible. All right, next step, we're going to use our clippers. We're going to have our levers all the way back and our clippers all the way open, and 1/4 of an inch, we just going to taper just a little bit. As you can see, it's a great angle, and you can see we just tapering it and getting it. All right, the next step we're going to do, we're going to be adjusting our lever, and we're just going to be knocking that bottom line out. We're notching it, knocking it, notching it, and cutting that bottom line out. All right, as you can see, take your time, don't rush. We're gonna put our one guard back up, and we're gonna go up another 1/4 of an inch just to get that taper real blended in nice. As you can see, use your comb or your brush, whatever you prefer. We're gonna take that one guard again, cut it down before we put our 1.5 guard on. We just wanna make sure everything's blended and looking real proper. All right, so we're gonna take our one guard again, just flick right there at that harsh edge, as you can see. And here's our 1.5 guard, and now we just getting all those extra extremity hairs off the taper, just to make sure everything's blended in. Remember, we're painting, okay? We're painting with our clippers. So as you can see, that's a nice little taper. I see a little bit more. I just want to notch out, so I put my fading guard in. That's my 0.5 guard, and I just notch right there at that taper. Getting all that out. That's a nice taper. Put my one guard right back on, and I go down. I do this a lot with all my haircuts, and I just want to make sure that after they leave me, when they wake up in the morning, that the edge of the taper is still real lit, okay? So we go in the back, and we're going to knock down everything with the one guard. And be careful because, like I said before, just like on the sides and the back, some of the hair might be attached to the braid. So we're gonna make our first guideline, and as you see, I do like a crescent almost when I do my taper in the back, my first guideline. So you come up again with your clippers, lever all the way back, clippers all the way open, and we're gonna make a 1/4 of an inch, okay? 1/4 of an inch up. It's not a high taper, it's a low taper. This is a low taper fade. So we put your 0.5 guard on, and then I go up a 1/4 of an inch again. And that's the trick to my tapers in the back. I don't go to my one guard automatically. I go straight to my 0.5 guard, my fading guard, and I do a little 0.5 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, flick out. Now I put my one guard on, and then I go up another 1/4 of an inch, and I flick out a little bit more, all right? So as you can see, the blend is coming in more. So, you know, I'm more of a fader. I like to do from dark to light, like the dark, and I like to see my colors pop. Next step we do, we're gonna get the back of the nape, the edge, and we just using our trimmers, and we're just taking our time, using our angles, freehanding, sculpturing, taking some of those extra hairs off in the process of edging up the back. All right, and so the next step we do, the final step, the step that everybody loves, the edge up. You get you a brush, and make sure that you brush down the extra hairs in the front that you want to taper, and make sure that you're brushing them or combing them to the direction that the hair is growing. And we want to do the same thing when we're cutting the hair. We don't want to force our clippers in a direction that the hair is not growing, because that creates gaps in the hairline and in the hair as well. All right, so that's what we're doing right now. Just making sure everything looks pretty good. Everything looks real good right now. Okay, we'll go over here a little bit more. Nice. All right. So we're not forcing anything. We want to keep everything as natural as possible. No pushbacks. And if we do pushbacks, we want to make sure that it's even enough where to the normal eye that you cannot tell that it's a pushback, all right? So with that being said, your pushback should be very, very, very small, and it should be unnoticeable, okay? Only the client and the parent or the client should know about the pushback. All right, start in the center of your client, and you want to start edging up. Use your trimmers and start edging up. Remember, we're not edging up skin, we're edging up the hair. All right, so I zoomed in a little bit more so y'all can see how I'm edging up those hairs. It's fine hairs, and you have to get them. You have to tackle them down because you don't want to push your clients back. You want them to come back every 2 weeks, every week and a half, so they can get a service from you, all right? So just taking your time, standing in front of your client, just making sure that the line is proper and just going back and forth. Again, you're not edging the skin, you're edging the hair. I don't have any scars or anything on my clients. Little Trent, he comes every 2 weeks. As you see, he don't have any scars. So we're literally delicately, you gotta be very delicate, all right, when you're touching the hairline. I apologize, y'all. But anyway, y'all get it. And so, at this point, you wanna use your pencil, your lining pencil, and one thing I can suggest, you wanna make sure it's as sharp as possible because you want the pencil lining very light, okay? You want it very light. In my opinion, my pencil lining is a little too dark, a little too heavy, but it's an explanation for that. And the only reason why is because he doesn't have too much of a C curve, and he wants the C's. So I have to make this a little bit darker so it can stand out whenever I'm edging up, all right? So I do this before I start the C's because I want to know my angle. All right, so since I have my angle, now I'm close up to him so I can see those little hairs, and I'm just getting the little hairs that's naturally there because over time they will grow in, the line will get darker. As you can see, he has a scar on his head from when he fell out the bed when he was a little boy, but the scar will never go away, but the hair can definitely grow, okay? The hair can definitely grow. So you just have to be patient and not push it back. So at this point, I take my pencil again and I'm making a nice little C line, not a deep C, but a nice little crescent. As you can see, it just goes with his face and it goes with his hairline. You want to make sure that you do the same exact steps on the opposite side of your client's head. Your final step, you want to remove the chalk line. Take your time. If you want to switch out your trimmers, you just want to make sure you take the heavy white or the heavy light brown chalk lining off your client. You want to show off your work, okay? And so I just take my time and I just remove the chalk with my trimmers, okay? I remove the chalk with my trimmers and I just make sure that the haircut stands out, all right? And as you can see, we have a nice final product, a nice happy client. Everything is popping, everything is lit right now, all right? So you want to make sure you trim the hairs as well, all right? You can get all those extra extremities off your client, all right? And as you can see, everything is even, everything's look good, and we have a nice happy client. Trent, he's only 11, so we're keeping everything natural. We want to follow the line, follow instructions, and we have a happy client. And that's how you do a low taper from beginning to end. Follow the steps. You have any questions, leave your comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. It's your first time watching. Make sure you subscribe, give your boy a little bit of help. And until the next time, I'm out. And I'm out. I got gas, I got loud, don't you fidget. We got perks, we got Zans, don't you panic. We got soft, we got white, look like dandruff. I just stole this whole bitch, I'm like Santa.